Hello YouTube, it's UechiCannon. It has been a very long time since I've talked to you guys, and I don't really have an excuse. I've been riding, I've been enjoying life, I suppose, but I've been working a lot. Just not much to vlog about, not much to talk about, so I figured I wouldn't bore you. That was until yesterday night, probably around 7 o'clock. I'm cruising down the road, not even the road, we're cruising on the highway, I should say. And because it gets dark here right now really early, it's like pitch black at 7 o'clock or so. I notice up ahead of me, I notice police lights, and I'm like, shit, here's a check stop. Fair enough, you know. Check stops are always cool, in my opinion, because they get the drunk guys off the road, or drunk ladies, whoever, and they inconvenience me by, what, maybe 10 minutes if there's a huge lineup. But I was like, yeah, whatever, that's cool. I'm riding my motorcycle and I was wearing earplugs, so I was like, that's about the only issue I have, is that I'd have to take off my helmet and take out my earplugs. And I notice that the traffic is completely clear on my side of the highway, so going eastbound, and it is totally dead stopped coming westbound. And that's when I noticed, like, as I pull closer, I noticed that the police, there's two police cars actually, and they're on the the westbound side of the highway, and they've blocked off a huge chunk underneath the bridge. So there's no traffic passing from before the bridge. Everybody had to kind of go over the bridge, cut across the traffic that was going across the bridge to get down on the other side. And as I got closer, I had the opportunity to kind of slow down and rubberneck, because I was really the only one on the on my side of the highway. And I noticed it was a red Pontiac Sunfire that was flipped over on its hood, or on its roof, I should say, not the hood. And it was in the meridian, like, or the shoulder, I guess some people will call it. So you could notice that it was directly underneath the bridge. So you could see there were swerve marks, and then there were black rubber tire marks and stuff on the I don't know what you would call it. Like, you have the road here, and then the walls go up, and then the bridge goes over. So that angled part, there was tire marks, which I thought was pretty crazy. I was like, okay, well, this guy must have been text messaging or something, or somebody maybe forced him off the street or off the road or something, and, you know, he kind of swerved. And either way, I knew somebody was dead, because having gone through the all the police stuff that I have, when somebody's dead inside a vehicle, they always drape the vehicle with a tarp or a blanket or something, right? So that you don't see a dead body. And it was draped with, I'm assuming, what was a white sheet, right? But I'm assuming that's all they had. Later on, photos that I've seen of this accident were they had it covered in a blue tarp. The whole thing was tarped off, but there was a white sheet that was covering the driver's, no, I guess it would have been the passenger side window, and you could see blood on it. And so I knew that somebody was dead, and so it kind of got to thinking. I was like, well, fuck, man, that could be anybody I know, anybody. And kind of forgot about it until this morning. I took a look at my phone, and the news had said that there was a 40-something-year-old woman who was dead in this car accident, and there was a 40-something-year-old male who was driving, and he has life-threatening injuries, and he got brought to the hospital. And then I read further, and it said excessive speed and alcohol are believed to be the reason for this. And then they went on to say that the witnesses had seen this guy, and he was driving super erratically and super fast, swerving all over the place. And then he hit the gravel on the side of the road, went up onto the portion of that bridge that I was mentioning earlier, that diagonal part, and then rolled over, and effectively the woman died. And that brings me to the point of this. This is what I'm going to call cannon fodder number 1. This is the first installment of cannon fodder. This is where I rant about shit that pisses me off, and I hope that you guys listen, like, and share, because this is going to be a good one full of profanity. Now, I have a good friend of mine whose mom was killed by a drunk driver. So I really have no respect at all for people who drink and drive. I really don't. Like, they can all suck a bag of dicks. So I got to thinking about this, and I said, it's pretty unfair that this woman, who is 40 or whatever years old, probably had a family, probably had kids, I'm assuming. I don't know for sure, but she probably had kids. If not, she had sisters, etc., just like most everybody does. And the guy who's driving, being the fucking moron that he is, drinks and says, hey, you know what? Yeah, I'm good to drive. Now, I get it. The lady was probably drunk too. And we could, for sake of argument, we could say, you know what? She was way more hammered than the guy. Way more hammered. Like 97 times more hammered than the guy. That's not the point I'm making here. The point is that this fucknob gets in a car, drives a woman who has put her trust into him, albeit it's a retarded choice. She probably knew he was drinking. She put her trust into him, and now she's dead. And he is still alive. He's not dead yet. There's a potential that he does die, but I hope he doesn't. Fair enough, right? Nobody really wants anybody to die. And I don't know, man. I'm sitting there thinking how unfair it is that this woman had to die and this guy gets to live. And then I'm going further and thinking, what is stopping people from calling somebody or, you know, calling a fucking taxi? I get it. It costs money. But fuck, man, $40 cab fare is a lot better than your fucking friend dying in the seat beside you. Like, Jesus Christ, get a fucking clue. I let every one of my friends know. I say, you know what? Don't make it a habit, but if, for whatever reason, you're at the bar and you're supposed to be designated driver and you have a drink and whatever, you don't feel safe to drive, which is, I get it, a little bit subjective. Drunk people often think, yeah, man, I'm good to drive. My point is, if they've had drinks and they're feeling a little bit tipsy, give me a fucking shout. I will drive wherever and pick that person up. I'd rather see my friends alive than fucking in a coffin, alright? I've already put one buddy in a coffin. I don't want to see it happen anymore, man. I'm so fucking tired of hearing about all these fucking drunk drivers and these fucking douche fucks who are texting and fucking driving and killing old people or killing young people or killing families or whatever, you know? If you're gonna drink and drive, fucking get in a car and just drive into the nearest post, alright? Take care of yourself. I don't give a shit, alright? And I get it. Some of you out there probably watching this are like, hey man, I've drank and drive. You're fucking hating on me. No, you're a fucking idiot. You're just a fucking idiot. Not only are you putting your life at risk, you're putting everybody else around you at risk. There's a fine line between stupid and smart, okay? I'm a firm believer of this. And I frankly think that if you're going to drink and drive, you're a fucking idiot. You're stupid. And it doesn't seem to help all these tickets that police write. You know, like, there was one guy I heard in the States just recently. He had, what was it? I think it was 4 DUIs in the span of 2 hours. And I was like, what the fuck? This must be a complete fuck up in writing. You know, it must have been like 24 hours or 2 days or whatever. Turns out it was 2 hours. The guy's driving, gets pulled over because he's drunk. The cop takes away his car. That's it. Just takes away his car. Not even his fucking license, man. Doesn't arrest him. Nothing. He goes home. He gets his other car. Apparently this guy's rich. He had 4 vehicles. This happens 4 consecutive times. And he hit people 4 consecutive times. This isn't like, oh man, the cop just pulled him over because I know he was swerving and he thought he was drunk. Turns out he was drunk. This was the fucker hit 4 different people, okay? They didn't take away his license. They didn't fucking throw him in the cop car. Nothing. Fucking horse shit. I'm not saying that happens everywhere. I'm saying that happened in the States, probably in Florida, because you guys are pretty relaxed in Florida. Seems to have a lot of crazy stories coming out of Florida. Anyways, my rant is basically this. If you're going to put anybody at risk, put yourself at risk. Don't put anybody else at risk. That means if you're going to drink, please don't get in a fucking car. Just be safe out there, man. Like, I'm just tired of seeing people dead for no fucking reason besides booze, you know? And it's like, I'm not saying let's have a prohibition. I'm not saying that I don't drink. What I'm saying is that I don't drink and drive. I never drink and drive, never have, and I never will. I've seen the outcome of it. I know people who've been arrested for DUIs, so that's driving under the influence. And I know people who have been directly affected by drunk drivers, and not just dead people. I have another friend who has had her whole life fucked up. She was hit by a drunk driver at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And apparently this lady was just sauced to the gills. So yeah, you have both sides. I've seen both sides, and they both suck. You're either going to court because you killed somebody or you hurt somebody. They're going to take away your license. How are you going to work without a license? I guess some people could, I suppose, depending on what job you do. And then you have the other side where you either lose a mom or you lose a brother, you lose a sister or dad or whatever, or you lose your ability to work because of your injuries, which were sustained by some fucking asshat who, you know, just didn't give a fuck about you. And that's sad. Moral of the story, guys. Love one another, man. Don't fucking put each other in danger. Use a fucking taxi. Anyways, folks, UechiCannon. It's been a blast. Anyways, folks, see you later. Until next time. Next time's probably going to be in the summer. So if I don't talk to you before Christmas, have a great one. Catch you on the flip side. Laters!